Hi, I'm Tony Fleming, and this is Fleming's Ultimate Garage. Hey everybody, thanks for joining us on today's video. Listen, what you are looking at right now is probably one of the rarest automobiles ever built. It looks like a 442. It was ordered similar to a 442, but some people didn't want all the performance goodies and things like that people stuck on the car. This right here is an SX455. If you look up in the SX455 registry, this car not only is in it, but it's one of only 357 produced of these cars. I mean, that is a ridiculously low number. Keep in mind there was hundreds of thousands of Cutlasses built that year, and this is one of 357. It's less than 1%. I think it's less than 1/10 of 1% in production. Anyway, somewhere really close to that number, which makes it super rare. This car has a performance hood on it, and it has the rear wing. We have the original hood that came with the car, which is a flat hood if you wanted to keep it like that, all right? Matching numbers engine, matching numbers transmission. This car is cool. It is a collector's item. It is spectacular. You are going to own a car that you may never, ever see again in your lifetime, run into at a show, whatever. This is just a super rare piece, all right? So anyway, we'll walk around. I got the hanging tag here. The Venetian Red paint, you got to come check it out. This car was a frame off, nut and bolt, no expense spared restoration. We're going to look underneath, we're going to look on top, and I want you just to see how beautiful, if I wasn't so, too much coffee, man, way too much coffee. But I just wanted you to see the detail on here, and even here on the side. Like, it is just beautifully done. Maybe we need to get on the sunshine. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. You can read every single word in there, man. That's cool. And that's what you should be doing buying a car like this. You're looking on the internet at these cars and you're finding your dream car. This car here, beautifully done. You could not restore this car anywhere near what this car is selling for, and that's why it's the best to do this. Somebody else spent all the money restoring it. They enjoyed it for a little while, and they realized that it was time for it to move on, so they did that. You got the color keyed SS2 rallies in here. Inside here is power disc brakes. Don't forget to ask about that stuff, because a lot of the cars that you're looking at don't have power disc brakes, or they're missing the power steering and things like that. But we'll walk around and make sure that you get everything in here. So we said inside here, power disc brakes, radial tires. You got the SX callouts right here. Very few people are going to know what this is, but you go to an Oldsmobile show, you are like an icon and a superstar, because these are super rare. The restoration makes this car even better than just being a rare car. For instance, like, look how beautiful the gaps are down here. Door edge molding that somebody put on. I want you to hear this. This is a 40-year-old convertible. Fit and finish is excellent. Look at the gaps on the fenders here. Look how even and perfect that is. They probably weren't that nice when they were new. This is a hand-painted pinstripe, just enough to make the white call-outs and just enough to break up the color. It's got a power convertible top. All right, let's keep walking around. And with these cars you got the trumpet tip exhaust. All right, and here, because it wasn't a 442, it says Oldsmobile. If this was a 442, that would be gone. It would say 442 here. This has the rear wing. If you don't like the rear wing, we can certainly take that right back off. But what I wanted you to see back here, if you could, is all the detail, the gas tanks detail, the exhaust, the rear end bolts, the brakes, the suspension. You can just see everything in there. The underneath of the car is painted all satin black. I'd like to show you that real quick if we could. Let's take a peek under here. Look at this. I mean, look at the frame is painted beautifully. Everything is done. The engine is the right color underneath. This is one awesome car. Okay, let's take a peek under the hood. All right, so come on up here. This is, I want you to see this and take a second and look at detail that's in here. All right, so you got the correct Oldsmobile color blue on here. All right, you got factory air conditioning. We have power disc brakes. All the electronics and everything are all new, detailed, what have you. Emissions canisters are still in place. Just everything is nicely done on this car. A lot of money was spent on it to get it to this level, but you know what? This is how you should continue to buy a car, because here's not only is it turnkey and ready to go, it's fully restored, and it's something that you and the family can jump in, go for a drive, and have an awesome weekend. I love the fact that it has air conditioning, because as we get a little older like myself, I like to have the cool breeze blowing through my long blonde hair. All right, let's take a peek in the trunk and we'll see the detail that's in there as well. Okay, come on up here. All right, so little things like the jacking instructions. Jack stowage, got a real spare tire in here, okay? The trunk mats are all detailed in here. The jack is inside the packet like it's supposed to be. Here's a nice little sign you can take to the show, letting you know there's only 357 of these made, okay? Power steering, air conditioning, automatic transmission, all options on this car, which made it even more expensive. There's probably just as much by the time this was all done as a 442, but even rarer. So it's just a cool piece, and especially with the great bumper that you get as well. Okay, I wanted you to hear that sound for a reason. Because that right there gives you an indication of what the restoration level is on a car. You know, to make the key and ignition buzzer still work actually is a lot of effort. And for instance, like the footwell lighting. See the footwell lighting comes on like it's supposed to? You don't have, almost no car has that done, because that's a lot of work to get those little things to work as well. So it's a power convertible top. This one happens to have an upgraded AM/FM sound system with cassette, so they didn't cut up the dash. What we do for most people is we put the stock radio back inside here, and then we put a digital sound system with a remote in the glove box. Costs very little to do. And this way you get your CD, iPod, satellite, all those kinds of things that modern music, but you don't change the look of the dash, okay? It's got the console, it's got buckets, 3-spoke wheel, set up for just driving and driving and driving. This is just when I say comfortable, first off, these engines make enormous torque, so they make a lot of power. And a lot of people don't know that the SR-71 Blackbird, which is still the fastest plane in the world, the engines were started with Buick and Olds 455s because they made so much torque. In this case here, this is just a beautifully restored car, and I'll fire it up for you so you can hear how it sounds. Look at that, man. This thing is stone cold too. Fired up, the choke is working properly like it should. This is the kind of car to buy, man, if you want a turnkey, ready to go car. All right, so we closed up the video here. We got the Y79 performance package, meaning the SX455, making it super rare. Then it's a convertible to throw on top of that. Throw in air conditioning as an option, the color combination. This could be the only one of its kind ever built. This could be one of one. I have no idea what that means for the future of these cars here. They could become the most expensive convertibles that Oldsmobile has ever produced in the resale market when it comes to collector cars. Anyway, regardless, it's just an awesome car to drive. It's powerful, it's fast, it looks cool, and it's just beautifully restored. Anyway, call us 301-816-1000. We'll tell you all about it.